Time for lunch. We're on Proverbs 26. Like snow in summer and rain in harvest, so esteem is not fitting for a fool. As a bird wanders, as a swallow flies about, so a curse without cause does not come. A whip for a horse, a bridle for a donkey, and a rod for the fool's back. Do not answer a fool according to his folly, lest you also become like him. Answer a fool according to his folly, lest he become wise in his own eyes. He who sends a message by the hand of a fool cuts off feet, drinks damage. The legs of the lame hang limp, so is a proverb in the mouth of fools. Like one binding a stone in a sling, so is he who gives esteem to a fool. A thorn goes into the hand of a drunkard. So is a proverb in the mouth of fools. An archer who wounds anyone is he who hires a fool or any passerby. As a dog returns to his own vomit, so a fool repeats his folly. Have you seen a man wise in his own eyes? There is more expectancy for a fool than for him. The lazy one says, "There is a lion in the way, a fierce lion is in the streets." As a door turns on its hinges, so does the lazy one turn on his bed. The lazy one buries his hands in a dish. It tires him to bring it back to his mouth. The lazy one is wiser in his own eyes than 7 rendering advice. A passer-by meddling in strife not his own is like one who takes hold of a dog by the ears. Like a madman who throws sparks, arrows, and death, so is a man who deceives his neighbor and says, "I was only joking." For lack of wood, the fire goes out, and without a slanderer, strife ceases. As charcoal is to burning coals, and wood to fire, so is a contentious man to kindle strife. The words of a slanderer are as dainty morsels, which go down into the inner parts of the heart. Burning lips with an evil heart are like earthenware covered with silver dross. He who hates pretends with his lips and lays up deceit within him. Though he speaks kindly, do not believe him, for there are 7 abominations in his heart. Hatred is covered by deceit. His evil is disclosed in the assembly. Whoever digs a pit falls into it, and whoever rolls a stone is turned back on him. A lying tongue hates its bruised ones, and a flattering mouth works ruin. Do not boast of tomorrow, for you do not know what a day brings forth, lest another man praise you, and not your own mouth, a stranger and not your own lips. A stone is heavy and sand is weighty, but a fool's wrath is heavier than both. Wrath is cruel and displeasure overwhelming, but who is able to stand before jealousy? One reproof is better than hidden love. The wounds of a loved one are true, but the kisses of an enemy are profuse. One satisfied loathes the honeycomb, but to a hungry one any bitter food is sweet. Like a bird that wanders from its nest, so is a man who wanders from his place. Ointment and perfume gladden the heart, so one's counsel is sweet to his friend. Do not forsake your own friend or your father's friend, and do not go into your brother's house in the day of your calamity. Better is a neighbor nearby than a brother far away. My son, be wise and glad in my heart. that I might have a word for him who reproaches me. A clever man foresees calamity, hides himself. The simple shall go on. They are punished. Take the garment of him who is guarantor for a stranger, and for a strange woman pledge it. He who greets his friend loudly early in the morning shall have it reckoned to him as a curse. Drops that never cease on a very rainy day and a contentious woman are alike. Whoever represses her represses the wind, and his right hand encounters oil. Iron is sharpened by iron, and a man sharpens the face of his friend. He who tends the fig tree eats its fruit, and he who guards his master is esteemed. As in water face reflects face, so a man's heart reflects a man. Sheol and destruction are not satisfied, so the eyes of man are not satisfied. A refining pot is for silver and a furnace for gold, so a man is tried by his praise. Even if you pound a fool in a mortar with a pestle, along with crushed grain, his folly shall not leave him. Know well the state of your flocks, set your heart to your herds, for riches are forever, nor a diadem to all generations. Grass vanishes, and new grass appears, and the vegetation of the mountains are gathered in. The lambs are for your garments, and the goats for your price of a field. A goat and goat's milk enough for your food, for the food of your household, and substance for your girls.